Hi guys, I know I look rough. I just got out of the shower. I've got to hurry up and get this started. Today I'm making a bulk jambalaya with, I'm going to serve a choice of Cajun chicken or jambalaya or smoked sausage for a fundraiser event for Isaiah 117 House. If you don't know what that is, Isaiah 117 House serves foster children who have just been taken away from their homes, and so during the transition period of all the paperwork and all the things that adults have to do in order to keep these kids safe, Isaiah 117 House provides a comfortable home setting where the kids get fed, they get to play games, they get new shoes, new clothes, new backpacks, whatever they need. So Isaiah 117 House is having a fundraiser called A Seat at the Table, and it's a tasting event for, they sold 151 tickets. There's going to be, I think it's 15 chefs, and the customers get to walk around the tables and just get a sample of whatever the 15 tables have. So anyways, mine is going to be the jambalaya, and I'm super excited about it because my good friend Cynthia Mason, who has struggled with cancer, and her daughter is now struggling with cancer as well. I made her some jambalaya one night. She's actually from Louisiana, and she said it felt like home to her. So and that made my heart feel good. Still makes my heart feel good, and that was a while back. So anyways, that's why I chose this particular recipe, and I hope it turns out well. I've never made this much at one time before, and I gotta hurry up and get started. So anyways, this recipe calls for dry seasoning, onion powder, garlic powder, and paprika, and I'm gonna go ahead and my printer's out of paper. I'm gonna go ahead and start mixing up that dry seasoning, and I'll get back with y'all. Okay, so I've got my dried seasoning, I've got my garlic powder, my onion powder, my paprika, my ground white pepper, which I've never even heard of before, but that's what this recipe calls for, so that's what we're going to use. And then we have some cayenne pepper, and this is multiplying this recipe by 12. So it's 12 tablespoons each of onion powder, garlic powder, and paprika, and then 12 teaspoons of the pepper, the white pepper, and then 6 teaspoons of the cayenne pepper. It's gonna be so yummy. I'm so excited. I'll be back. Okay, so I have my Pampered Chef 12-inch cast iron skillet that I use all the time, like daily. And I'm cutting up this Johnsonville jalapeno cheddar smoked sausage. Just give this jambalaya a little extra kick if somebody wants it. Like I said, we're gonna have a choice of chicken thighs, or chicken thighs, or Cajun chicken thighs, or the smoked sausage. So anyways, that's the step that we're on right now, and I'm gonna let these smoked sausage pieces cook for a few minutes while I cut up the chicken. Okay, so now I've got some smoked sausage cooked, I've got some chicken thighs cooked. Ruby is over there working on, say hi Ruby. Ruby's over there working on dicing up our vegetables, and I am measuring out our rice. We need 24 cups of rice for this recipe. I have never in my life seen 24 cups in a recipe before, but we're getting it done. We're over here just working our little hearts out, trying to get this done. Okay, so now I'm about to use my Pampered Chef Deluxe food processor to chop up these onions, and it's gonna go really quick. Watch this. So much faster than chopping those onions by hand. Woohoo! Pampered Chef win in the kitchen. Yay! Okay, so we didn't have 24 cups of rice. We're gonna have to do 16 cups of rice. This is I don't even know how big this roaster pan is, but it's huge. And it is about half full of just rice and seasoned vegetables right now. And my house smells amazing. I'm about to pour 16 cups of chicken broth in this and stick the top on it, turn the heat down a little bit, and let it cook for a little while. Okay, so this is our 16 cups of rice and seasoning and vegetables, and 16 cups of chicken broth, and then I added 4 more cups of water just to make sure the rice has enough
liquid to fluff up really good and get good and done. I'm going to leave it in this roaster pan and let it simmer for a couple hours while we go to a Girl Scout event. And we'll finish it up when we get back.
Yesterday was a very, very busy day, so I came home last night and ate supper at like 9 o'clock and got the kids to bed and went to bed. Got up early this morning, started washing some dishes and getting some pots and pans cleaned up from my cooking yesterday, and just wanted to reflect on last night's event for Isaiah 117 house. So Isaiah 117, it says, learn to do good. It says, learn to do good, seek what is right, defend the cause of the orphans and the widows. So anyways, that is the basis of the Isaiah 117 house. And I love that mission. I love what they're doing. I'm so thankful for their obedience to God and loving on kids and who are even no fault of their own, finding themselves in a terrible situation where they need that help. So anyways, as kids go into foster care or transition between foster homes for whatever reason, even if it is because they're difficult, because maybe one home couldn't handle them or whatever, they just weren't a good fit for a home or something, they still need to know that they are loved. They are not unwanted. They are loved. They are valued. They are worthy. They are here for a purpose. And I think that's what Isaiah 117 house helps at least to do in their lives, even for just a moment. So anyways, I love that mission. I'm so glad that I got to be part of their raising $5,000 in their fundraiser last night. I'm so proud, so happy and excited about that for them and for what they can do with that money to help so many kids. Just feel a little less unwanted for a moment. I don't know if y'all read my reason for wanting to serve with Isaiah 117 house, but I was in foster care myself much of my childhood, and I remember one time sitting in the social worker's office at DCBS and waiting for a home, and I remember feeling like a burden and like I didn't belong anywhere. And it was so, the social workers did everything they could, but they had work to do too, so they couldn't just sit there and love on us and take care of us like the staff and volunteers at the Isaiah 117 house can for these kids, and I'm so thankful. But anyways, my jambalaya, get there last night, and all day long, and it never occurred to me this whole time since I volunteered to do this fundraiser, it never occurred to me to feel inadequate, not one time. But I get there last night, I unloaded all my stuff, I packed it all in, and was getting my table set up, and some of the other people looked like they had been doing these events forever. They knew what they were doing. They had their tables all so pretty, and the presentation was so perfect, and I started feeling super inadequate, like out of place. So then
putting my jambalaya, and so I did a choice of chicken or smoked sausage, and so I had the rice and the rice mixture, and then I had a pan of smoked sausage and a pan of chicken, and so I was putting together the rice with the smoked sausage in one pan and the rice with the chicken in another pan, and as I was doing so, I noticed the rice did not feel like it was as done as it should be. So I got me a spoon and I took a bite, and it was not. It was still a little crunchy, honestly. And I had that rice cooking in that roaster oven for about 3 hours yesterday. So I was frantic at this point. Like, I've got 40 minutes left before the line starts. So I took pans of rice to the kitchen, put it in bowls, stuck it in the microwave. It took multiple 5-minute increments to get enough rice done enough to start serving, and I was able to plug my roaster oven up and let it keep cooking there beside me while I was serving. And so I would take a little bit out at a time as my pan went down, and it was fine. It was fine. I was stressing out about it, and one of my old high school teachers, my foods teacher, actually, Miss Holiday, she came around to talk to me, and I told her, like, I feel out of place, and she said, it's all about the food. And I said, well, that's my problem. That's part of my problem. Like, I don't think my rice is done enough. Like, I cooked it so long today, and it's still not done. And she said, rice is really tricky sometimes to get done, right? And she said, it's okay, it's going to be fine. And she just encouraged me and lifted me up, and at the end of the night, she came back and told me how good it was, and and then also, I'm pretty sure it was her daughter Sarah, was telling me how she had seen several plates and they were all clean and nobody said anything about it or anything, and then multiple people started coming up to me telling me how good it was and everything. So that made me feel so much better. But anyways, just a little reflection on how things went and how the enemy can get in your head and be like, you're not worthy, you shouldn't be here. What makes you think you should be here? That's what he was trying to do to me yesterday. And so I did stop him in his tracks, like I did, because I sent a message to my husband, and as soon as I started feeling it, I sent him a text message. He's at work, and I said, I'm feeling a little out of place. Took a picture and sent it to him, and I said, but I showed up, and I'm gonna do what I do, like, and that's just love on people. Even if my food hadn't turned out like I wanted it to, I still was there to love on people. And so that's what I did, and I'm thankful for the opportunity. I'm glad, so grateful that our community showed up like they did. My brother and his wife came through, and I was so glad to see them there supporting the cause, and it's a cause dear to their hearts as well, as they've both experienced situations where children were involved. So anyways, it was a night and it's one for the books for sure. Memories and lessons learned, and I'm grateful. So hope y'all have a good day. Love y'all. Bye.